Welcome to yoga. This is a beginner class for all of you that may find interest in trying something new and trying yoga. It's important to always listen to your body in every posture and to take it slowly and honor your body. So let's come into an easy sitting posture known as Sukhasana. So finding relaxation in this posture, closing the eyes and taking a deep inhale in and exhaling, feeling the weight of the body on the mat, a nice long spine all the way up to the crown of the head. Chin slightly in, and we'll just take 2 deep breaths here, tuning into your body and using this time for you. So with the next exhale, blinking open the eyes, and we're going to bring the right arm out to the side, and we're going to bring it into a nice axial extension. Gazing up at the hand, breathing into the ribs, and exhale, coming back to center. We'll go to the other side. Inhale. Maybe bending the elbow and coming under the forearm for a deeper stretch. Breathing into the side body and exhale, coming back to center. Excellent. So bringing the palms down to the mat, and with the inhale, we're going to lift the hips up to the sky and arch the spine just slightly, bringing the chest up to the sky. And exhale, coming back down onto the mat. Inhale deeply and exhale, folding forward, really coming into a nice crouched over position, allowing the head to relax in the back of the neck. And with the next inhale, coming back up to center, and we'll come into an easy twist. So bringing the right hand over to the left knee, and then lifting the spine, lifting the body with the inhale, and with the exhale, slowly, gently twisting and gazing softly over the shoulder. One more deep inhale, and with the next exhale, we're going to unwind. So we'll do the other side. We'll place the left hand on the right knee, and inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the right, gazing over the right shoulder. One more deep inhale, and with the exhale, coming back to center. With a beginner yoga class, it's nice to really tune into your body and take it as far as you want. Even something as simple as a delicate twist, you can truly start to feel all the muscles throughout the body. Why don't we begin by coming onto all fours, and then we'll curl the toes in underneath us, and then slowly pushing back to open up the backs of the feet. So maybe stretching them out a little bit. We'll bring one leg back and stretch out, and then bring the other leg out and stretch out the back of the leg. And coming back into all fours, we'll push the toes down towards the mat as we start to lift the hips up to the sky, allowing the head to fall down heavy, maybe nodding a few yeses and shaking a few no's, bending the knees and bicycling our down dog side to side. And with the next inhale, we'll gaze forward and slowly walk our way to the front of the mat, placing the feet between the hands, allowing the upper body to fold forward, relaxing into our forward fold. So with the next inhale, slowly pushing against the feet, bending the knees slightly, and beginning to roll up one vertebrae at a time, nice and gentle. Rooting down to lengthen the body as we lift the arms up and overhead, palms together, the gaze at the thumbs. Bringing the hands to the forehead, the mouth, and the chest. So spreading the toes wide and forming a nice strong base for ourselves. Let's set an intention for our first sun salutation. So whether it be sending love to some area in the body that needs it most, or maybe to somebody out in the world that needs it most. And we'll do this next flow, dedicating it to wherever we need it to go. So with the inhale, bringing the hands up and overhead, filling the lungs with air. Exhale, folding forward in our swan dive, slightly bending the knees. Inhale, placing the hands on the shins, flat back. Exhale, bringing the hands to the mat and stepping into our plank position, bringing the belly to the spine. Exhale, bringing the knees down and coming into a slight push-up, elbows close to the body, and coming into our cobra. Gazing up with the inhale, shoulders back. Exhale, pushing the hips up to the sky, tucking the toes under into our down dog. Inhale, gazing forward, and exhale, stepping to the front of the mat, folding forward. Inhale, rising all the way up. Filling the lungs with air. And bringing the hands down to the heart. Okay, inhaling up. Exhale, fold forward, bending the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, stepping to plank. Exhale, knees down, elbows together, coming into our cobra. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, gazing forward, and exhale, stepping to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, filling the lungs, palms together, and coming back down to the heart and our intention for practice. So one more, inhale, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands on the mat and jump into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, gaze forward. And jump to the front. Exhale, down. Inhale all the way up. Palms together, thumbs to the forehead, the mouth, and the chest. So we'll come into Crescent Lunge. We'll bring the left foot behind us to a nice comfortable stance. And let's go ahead and bring the palms down to the mat as we bend the knee and allow the top of the foot to rest gently on the mat. So finding the knee to be stacked right above the ankle so that the leg is perpendicular. We're going to take a deep inhale and interlace the fingers right onto the knee as we push our chest up to the sky and come into our Crescent Lunge. And if you want to go even a little further, inhale the arms up, interlace the fingers, and point to the sky. Opening the chest. And exhale, bringing the hands back down to the mat. You can curl the toes under, bring the hands to the hips, and pushing down against both of our feet, we can come up into our warrior one. Breathing deeply, maybe pivoting the back heel down to a 45-degree angle for more stability, and then opening the heart to the sky. And with the next exhale, we're going to sweep the hands back down, and we're going to bring the front foot back to meet the back, come into our down dog. We'll bring the right foot and place it in front, lowering the back knee and the top of the foot down to the mat so that we may work on the other side, Crescent Lunge. Inhale, interlacing the fingers on the knee and pushing our chest up to the sky. Breathing deeply, filling the lungs, and maybe even sweeping the hands up and overhead, interlacing the fingers for a deeper Crescent Lunge. One more inhale. Exhale, coming back down, placing the hands on the mat, curling the back toes under, lifting the knee, finding that strength in the core and in the legs, bringing the hands to the hips, and raising to our strong warrior one, pivoting the back heel down, and rooting down to lengthen up. One more deep inhale, maybe arching a little more. And with the exhale, coming back down, placing the hands on the mat. This time bringing the back foot to meet the front and allowing the head to just rest easy into our forward fold. And with the next inhale, we're going to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Bringing the arms up and overhead, palms together, to the forehead, the mouth, and the chest. So we'll try a balancing posture called Vriksasana, also known as tree. So we'll begin by rooting down the left foot so that it is nice and sturdy and stable, spreading the fingers of the toes wide. We'll lift the right leg, and we can keep it here at tripod, and that's perfectly okay. Or you can bring it up to the calf muscle, or coming in all the way to the top. Just never put it on the knee. So finding a spot on the floor for the gaze. And it's okay to fall out of it. The importance of balancing is to smile at yourself, not take things too seriously. After all, it's just yoga. And it's so important to let the ego go and just have fun and smile and wobble around. After all, balance doesn't necessarily mean stagnant stillness. It means ever-flowing movement and finding that stillness in the chaotic movement of life. So pushing the hips forward helps to ground that balance. Spreading the toes, maybe slightly bending that standing leg's knee. And for a deeper challenge, gaze up. Oh, and an even deeper challenge, close your eyes. Another exercise that you can play around with to work on your balance is to simply lift the leg up and bring it, interlace the fingers around it and just bring it up and hold it here. The importance of finding balance is picking one spot on the floor or maybe on the wall in front of you and just gazing in one spot, finding the steadiness in the eyes and eventually coming to the body. And so we'll do the other side, so rooting down, grounding on the standing leg, and just lifting the knee close to the body. And then exhaling, allowing it to fall back down. Gonna inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, we'll fold forward. Stepping the feet back down to down dog. This time we'll bring the knees down to the mat and walk ourselves to Virasana, hero's posture. I had a teacher that made me sit in hero's posture for close to an hour, and it can be actually very good for the body. It's one of the healthiest postures to sit in for long periods of time. So we can slowly come over onto our right side and then bring the legs out in front, and we'll come into Dandasana, also known as staff posture. So maybe to the eye, this posture may seem very easy and simple, but there's so many muscles going into this posture, and you can make it as challenging as you'd like. The importance is not to just slump over, but to lift the upper body, engage the core, nice long spine, bringing the palms with intention right behind us, and then flexing the muscles on our legs so that our heels raise above the mat. Paying attention to the knees here and sending them love so that we flex our leg muscles and we don't cause harm to the knees. So there is a slight forward fold in Dandasana so that your core is engaged as you're slowly coming forward. And the chest is open, the shoulders down and back. One deep inhale here, and exhale, release. We'll come into Firelock, so bringing the right leg so as the shin is parallel to the front of the mat, and then we'll stack the left right on top. And it's okay if you have the gap. This is a hip opening posture, and everybody's hips are different. Some are very open, and there won't be a gap, while others may be a bit tighter, like mine, and there'll be a bigger gap. Placing a block or a blanket could be very beneficial here. Or just sitting with the posture and allowing gravity to slowly bring the knee down closer to the foot, further opening the hips with time. So we'll take a deep inhale and sit in the posture for a few moments. And with the next inhale, opening the eyes, and we'll come slowly coming out of it. The importance of coming out of a posture is sometimes more important than coming into a posture, as most injuries occur coming out of a posture. So always being aware and conscious. Come into the other side in Firelock. Flexing the feet really helps to protect the knees in this posture. So inhaling deeply. Just a few more moments, opening the hips. Exhaling and blinking open the eyes. We'll gently lift our leg and come out of the posture and come into Baddha Konasana, bound angle posture. So bringing the bottoms of the feet together and maybe opening the feet almost as if they were a book. And I was told once that your destiny is there, somewhere in there. So maybe look for it and your path that the feet will guide you through. And then bringing the feet together, wrapping the hands around, taking a deep inhale, and then with every exhale, allowing the knees to fall a little closer to earth. Nice long spine, filling the lungs with fresh air, and exhaling slowly. And so we'll come into our next posture, reclined bound angle. So slowly bringing the hands behind us and walking ourselves back so that our back is resting on our mats, and maintaining the bottoms of the feet together, bringing the hands into a cactus position or straight and over our heads. So using this moment, this opportunity to truly melt into your practice, letting go of any thoughts that don't suit us, and just feeling the weight of the body melting down towards the ground, feeling grounded and whole and calm, close to the earth and this planet we call home. we'll come into our next posture, happy baby. So just lifting the legs up and diving through the legs and reaching for our feet, holding onto the outsides of the feet, and then rocking side to side, massaging the lower spine and giving our lumbar a little bit of a break. And then coming to center, we'll release the feet, bring the hands down to the sides, palms down, feet down to the mat so that we can graze the heels with the fingertips. Feet about hips distance apart, we'll come into our bridge posture. So slowly exhaling as you allow the belly to melt closer down towards the mat. And in that action, you find that the sacrum starts to naturally rise. And so following that movement, as you slowly come up one vertebrae at a time, finding that strength in the feet as we push down on the feet, lifting the chest and upper body a little closer to the sky. So the natural tendency is to flex the glutes in this posture, but we want to do just the opposite and relax the glutes so that we may be working the legs and come up even higher into our bridge, tucking the shoulders underneath the body and interlacing the fingers underneath our bodies. We can lift the chest even higher, coming into a nice bridge posture. And maybe if you want to try a different challenge, you can bring the hands right underneath the sacrum, right above the glutes, and hold the body even a little bit higher up. And then we'll slowly release by allowing the hands to come out from underneath the body and maybe just pointing the fingertips up to the sky, right by our hips, and then lifting the arms up and overhead, palms facing up, and then bringing our feet up to our tiptoes as we slowly roll back down one vertebrae at a time. Exhaling deeply and bringing the heels back down to the mat. So we'll finally come into our closing postures, our closing sequence, and it begins with Halasana, with plow posture. So with the inhale, bringing the belly down to the mat, and we'll lift the legs up, bending the knees, and with the help of our hands, we'll slowly start to bring our body into our plow posture. And if the feet don't reach the floor, then please, for the safety of your body, maintain your hands on your lower back. And maybe play with curling the toes under or allowing the tops of the feet to rest, whatever suits you if your feet do reach the floor. And you may interlace the fingers and bring them down towards the mat if your feet do touch the floor. And from here, placing the hands again on the lower back if they're not already there, and we'll raise up into our shoulder stand, flexing the feet, engaging the muscles of the legs, and bringing the elbows closer together so that we can come a little bit deeper into our shoulder stand. Maybe lifting the chin so that we can breathe easier. And it's a common tendency to do this in shoulder stand, or in fact, can get a deeper sensation if we allow the feet to kind of start to fall in the opposite direction. And with the breath, slowly coming back, holding this posture however long it suits you, bringing all that fresh blood and energy to the brain, coming back to plow, and then slowly rolling back one vertebrae at a time, nice and gently. We're going to place the hands right underneath where the sacrum would fall, palms facing down, so that when we land, our hands are right under our lower spine. And with that motion, as the legs begin to fall, we're going to raise the chest up to the sky and tuck the forearms right under the body, nice and close together, and rest the top of the head down on the mat as we come into fish posture, opening the eyes in this posture and the mouth, and breathing deeply, maybe lifting the legs. And then just as we came into the posture, to come out with delicate ease, we'll push against the forearms and bring the head cradled back to the back of the head as we slowly inch our forearms out. And rest the head comfortably on the mat. Remove the hands from under our sacrum. And we'll come into our reclined twist, bringing the right leg up, left arm to meet it, and twisting the body, wringing it out of any toxins. Inhale deeply, and exhale, melt a little further into the twist. And slowly coming back to center. And we'll do the other side. Almost like a wet, dirty t-shirt that we wring out in the laundry so that it may be clean and fresh and new. We do the same with the body. And then slowly coming back to center, giving ourselves one last hug and thanking your body and yourself for making the effort to come out onto the mat and aim towards good health and longevity. We'll come into our last, final, most important posture, Savasana. Bringing the feet a little wider than hips distance apart, allowing the feet to fall to the side, hands, palms facing up, arms in a comfortable position. Maybe move the shoulders down so that we're not scrunching up the shoulders towards the ears. Nice space in the neck. Maybe lift the head slightly and then place it back down just to lengthen the back of the neck a little further. Take a deep breath, filling the whole entire body, every cell with air. And opening the mouth, let it go. Okay, so slowly wiggling the fingertips and the toes. We'll bring the hands up and overhead and the feet together. Roll over onto your right side. And then slowly pushing up, maintaining the eyes closed, coming into an easy seated position. We'll bring the palms together in front of the heart. And Namaste. Beginner videos, click here. And for intermediate videos, click here. And for advanced videos, click. And with the exhale coming out, and we'll do the other side. So coming into Warrior Two, inhale.